Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with another Reddit story for you. This one is actually a best of Redditor update, and you know what that means. Get your popcorn, fill up your big water cup. It's about to get salty. Title of this one is Husband Left Me and Our Newborn Baby for Another Woman. Originally posted June 16th, 2024 here. We've been married for 3 years. I'm 30, he's 34. I had a baby 6 weeks ago after giving birth. My husband was cold and so distant. I thought that he needed time to adjust to the new normal, but it turns out he was actually planning to leave us. 2 weeks ago, he said to me that it's not working out anymore and he doesn't want to be married to me. The news broke my heart. I kept asking him why he was doing this to our family, and his response was, I can't pretend anymore. He took all of his clothes and left 2 days after. I just had this gut feeling that he was seeing someone else, so I got into his email and found hotel reservations. He brought her on a vacation when I thought he was on a business trip. Searched her name on Facebook and saw him in the background of her pictures. Turns out this has been going on for a year. Lovely. I mean, we started in red flag mode here, but I'm so hurt dealing with this and taking care of a newborn baby. I've been crying all day for the past 2 weeks and being delusional, thinking that he will come back to us when he realizes he made a mistake. I texted him when I found out about the other woman and he ignored me. Then hours later asked how our son was doing, so I blocked him. I've been feeling so lost. I have no appetite, haven't been eating. As a result, my milk supply is really low. I don't know what to do anymore. Relevant comments here. Do you have family or friends who can help support you? I know you don't feel ready, but you need legal advice as to your entitlements. You need him to pay child support at the very least. Original OP's response here. My parents have been really supportive on if she is able to change the locks of the house. Don't think I'm legally allowed to change locks. Okay, we'll get into an update here. Oh, multiple updates. We're going to get into the updates here in a moment. But right now, my hope was that if this is like a interpersonal thing for them, and it's a problem with them, that the timing of this is super sus. But it's like, but if he was still involved as a father, he's still terrible, still the worst, but he could be worse. This is him just completely checking out, period. Because he didn't want the responsibility anymore. He still wanted to have fun, blah, blah, blah. Update number 1, June 25th, 2024. This morning, my husband came back saying he made a mistake leaving his family and he wants to work things out. We all know what's happening here, don't we? His side hustle left him. These past weeks have been so rough, I cried myself to sleep many nights, all while taking care of a baby. I'm still hurting and feel even worse now that he's back. Coming back doesn't erase all the emotional stress he's caused me. He left me and our baby when we needed him the most. I'm so lost and confused. Relevant comments here. Comment, I wonder if she even knew that he was married and or had a pregnant wife or newborn baby. I bet she recently found out, just my guess. OP, I think she knew. He told me he left her. I don't believe him. I actually sent her a message. I'm currently waiting on a response. Oh boy, here we go. I think this is when this elevates from just a normal Best of Redditor update or, salty story to this. I think we are officially in spicy story mode now because she has reached out to the AP. Oh, snap. Comment, you need to speak with a lawyer because with him being at the house instead of you may work against you in the divorce, if that matters. Original OP, I asked him to leave and he refused, so I left instead. I spoke to an attorney. They said I can't stop him from staying in our home. Original OP questioning if her husband was having a mental breakdown or not. Original OP says, if that's the case, he was having a mental breakdown even before I got pregnant. He was having an affair before I even got pregnant, and it all unfolded when I gave birth. No, I don't buy that. I don't buy that this was a mental breakdown for him. This isn't snapping. And snapping like right after finding out your partner is pregnant or after having a child, like it's not unheard of. Just freaking the out. That's one thing. And of course, the PPD side of things is another side of things, but this has been going on for a year. He can't justify this with anything. It's not looking good right now. Update number 2, text messages from another woman. June 26th, 2024. From the other woman, not another woman. Text with AP and I. This confirms he's a liar and he's been lying to both of us. Shocking. My previous post was very vague, so I thought I'd provide more detail. When my husband came back yesterday, he apologized and said it was a huge mistake. He admitted he wasn't thinking straight, and he would do anything to make things right between us. He wants to be here for me and our son, repeatedly asking what he needs to do to make things right. I told him I didn't want to see him right now and that it was best if he left, but he refused and kept begging to stay, saying he was sorry and calling himself an idiot who doesn't deserve me. I asked why he did this to us, and he admitted he wasn't thinking clearly and said nothing can justify his horrible actions. But guess what we have to read, ladies and gentlemen? The transcripts of the text conversation between OP and the other woman. Hey yo, other woman, it's me. I don't use messengers, so I thought it would be better to text you for starters. Redacted told me you all were separated and that he had started the divorce process. Other woman, I feel so stupid now believing him. OP, how long were y'all seeing each other and did you know about our son all this time? Other woman, I met him a year ago at Starbucks where he paid for my coffee. The moment marked the beginning of our relationship. A few months ago, I discovered about the baby and decided to break things off. However, he insisted that it didn't mean anything and kept expressing his desire to be with me. Having the poison inside of you to be able to say it doesn't matter has escalated this douche canoe to a truly poisonous, toxic level. Also from other woman. He moved in with me weeks ago till this morning. He woke up and said he's going back to his family. Oh, so she didn't dump him. Okay. OP, he told me weeks ago the same time he moved in with you that it wasn't working with us anymore and he left me and our 4-week-old. Other woman, crying emoji. OMG, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I wouldn't let him move in with me had I known. OP, you don't need to apologize. You didn't know. Other woman, I'm stuck in a lease and I can't afford by myself because he convinced me to get this apartment for us only to bail on me. OP, how old are you? Other woman, 25. Please feel free to ask me anything you want to know. Were you ever separated? OP, we never separated and lived together till a few weeks after I gave birth. OP, did he tell you why we separated? Other woman, he didn't say much. It was very brief. All he mentioned was that the things weren't working out between you two, something about growing apart. When I found out you were pregnant, he said you were trying to trap him with a baby. OP, our child was planned actually, and it was his idea to begin with. It's clear as day that he is a pathological liar. Other woman, is he back at your house or was that also one of his lies? OP, he came back, but we're not getting back together. Other woman, good for you. He's an asshole. For the record, I'm done with him too. Relevant comments here. How did OP feel after talking with the other woman? OP, thank you. I tried my best to be understanding and not get upset. This woman owes me nothing. I can't be mad at her. OP on if the other woman knew about the baby. She was with the husband for a year before OP found out. OP, she knew, but my guess is she really loved him and didn't care. Regardless, this is all on him. He was lying to both of us. I think she just wanted confirmation since we both know he lies about everything. If she chooses to take him back, that's on her. Question for you, chat. Yeah, a baby doesn't mean anything. His ability to say that is alarming, but her ability to believe it is also alarming, is it not? I understand she didn't know until she did know. She didn't know that he was lying about everything, but she knew that they were having a baby. Would that mean nothing to somebody that you were dating for a year? All right, let's get into the update number 3, which is not the last update, by the way. Update number 3, July 3rd, 2024. I am in the process of filing for divorce. The stress has been overwhelming. It even landed me in the hospital. My blood pressure was extremely high and I was severely dehydrated. My attorney advised me to move back into the house until the divorce is finalized. Since then, things have been very strange. My husband is now trying to win me over, but it's too late. I strongly dislike him for leaving me for another woman. He's been taking care of our son during the day to give breaks, cooking meals, and even bringing the food to me. I haven't been eating it. Instead, I throw it in the trash, and I've told him to stop cooking for me. He brought me flowers, which I also threw away. He's been trying to talk to me, but I walk away to lock myself in my bedroom. I'm staying in the guest room. Last night, he asked if we could watch a movie together, and I said no and told him to leave me alone. He's even cried and begged me for another chance, but I can't get over what he's done to me. Despite everything, I found myself crying tonight because I feel bad for treating him poorly. Why am I feeling bad for someone who disregarded my feelings and left me alone with our baby when I needed him the most? Well, I mean, because you guys were in a relationship and you loved him for a long time. So it's understandable that you feel pain and that you feel bad because there's still a version of him in your head. He doesn't exist anymore, but you feel bad for hurting the version of him that you did love. I want to add, I'm having a weak moment, second guessing myself. Am I making the right decision by filing for this divorce even though I know it's the right thing to do? Did you all hear that? Did you hear the way that was worded? Listen to this. Am I making the right decision by filing for this divorce even though I know it's the right thing to do? This has to be one of those things that like she types out and then is like, oh, huh, I guess it is. No, she knows better. And she's not, I don't feel like his bullshit is starting to work, but she's stuck in this scenario for long enough where she's having to see him, that she's seeing him do these things. And it probably does revive the image in her mind of the old him. And it makes her miss him more because he's trying to pretend to be him again. Blah. Relevant comments on this update. Comment, it's normal to feel this way because you have a heart unlike some lying, cheating bastards. Do not take him back. Stay strong. I'm sure you'll see his true colors once he sees that you're not budging. That's absolutely true. Comment, you're not treating him badly. You're treating him with all the kindness he deserves. I am so sorry. I've been following your story, and it blows my mind that he thinks he can grovel his way back into your good graces. Comment, also, OP, eat the food for your milk supply so you have more time with your son instead of cooking dinner. Another comment, I disagree. Maybe I have watched too many true crime shows. I wouldn't eat anything he cooks unless I watched every move and every ingredient. He might put something in the food when he does eventually blow up. Please be careful, OP. Not gonna lie, I had this thought and I almost said, yeah, don't eat that food. He might be trying to gypsy rose you. Another, OP's response here says, that's the reason I won't eat what he makes. I don't trust him. If you can't even eat the food that someone makes for you because you don't trust them, why are you feeling bad for putting this barrier up? Why? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to get into the fourth update here. New update number 4, July 20th, 2024. Still in the process of getting a divorce. I've been doing my best to ignore him and keep my distance, focusing on my son instead. I visit my parents every day, and sometimes I even spend the night with them. Despite this, he's still being nice, or at least pretending to be. I'm not sure if it's an act, but I've been ignoring it. He still makes food or coffee for me, but because I don't trust him, I usually don't eat the food. Occasionally, I'll drink the coffee. Last night, I was sitting on the couch watching a movie around midnight. I think he was already in bed. While the movie was playing, he came in and asked if he could sit and watch it with me. I told him I didn't care and to do whatever he wanted. Son of a bitch! No. This guy, he's a persistent little isn't he? You fuzzy little This guy, he's persistent. I will give him that. He knows he's lost AP at this point. This is his only option. It's his only angle. I do not believe that he has just magically become a good guy now and he's trying to work his way out of this. Now, that said, if somebody truly is willing to work their way out of the terrible situation that they put themselves in, good. But I do not believe that this is genuine. He sat down and later on he touched my leg and kissed me. We ended up having sex. He finished in 1 minute. I went to bed last night instantly regretting what happened, and now I'm so mad at myself. My head is all over the place. What the Okay, hang on. So, okay, I think what he just did, aside from what he just did, was prove that his intentions are not pure here. He has not changed. He was buttering you up so he could literally butter you up. That was it. It's like, okay, I'll go back in the other room. Assume you're still staying in here. See you tomorrow. So, I don't care, do whatever you want is not the response. That is, okay, OP, lesson learned. I don't care, do whatever you want leads to him buttering you up. Relevant comments here. Comment, please use protection. Heaven forbid this lunatic impregnate you again. OP, on if she is able to move to a new place while waiting for the divorce to take place. I would if I could. I was advised to stay in the marital home until the divorce is finalized. Yeah, that's the end. That's the end of the story. That's the end. It ended with them having sex. This isn't closure. Okay. The story can't be done. The story can't be over. It was July 20th. There's still time. It's only been a week, people. It's only been a week. She can stay strong. She cannot let this bullshit happen again. But she's going to have to keep that barrier up. And if he asks if he can come sit on the bed and watch a movie with her, the answer next time is to the no. No. Why? No. And why? Guys, it pains me so much that she knows exactly what's happening and it's still happening. It pains me so much that she's like, yeah, he's an evil douche canoe and everything he's doing is disingenuous. But when he kisses my neck, this shit better not work. This shit better not work. I hope, OP, the next update that we get is like his ass is gone. staying in the marital home, okay, pivot. Would the advice of staying in the marital home only be because they have a child right now? Or is it the whole, we suggest that you stay in the marital home because if you don't, that creates a precedent of you not being in the home, which means that he would be more likely to receive the home in any kind of division of assets. I don't understand her need to stay there. And he obviously can't get kicked out. But this boundary is going to have to become an actual boundary, OP. That kind of shit can't happen because he's just going to weasel his way back into the position, but you're never going to fully trust him. So you're going to stay in this purgatory stage where you never fully trust him and you can never fully let your guard down. And guess what? There's no happiness there. There's constant discomfort. You are always going to live in a state where you're basically living day to day at his will because he knows that he can manipulate you successfully. This was a test. This was a test to see if he has ripened the situation to the point where he can actively manipulate you into doing things. And he succeeded. There needs to be a very clear boundary set. But the boundary can only be a boundary if there's some kind of consequence attached to it, right? You will not touch me. You will not make sexual advances on me. You will not buy me things. You will not XYZ or X will happen. There has to be that.